I had just posted it saying, and I was flooded instantly. Hey, I'll give you $2,000 for that lot B. And it's like, no, I drink my bourbon, or I sell it, by the ounce at the golf course. And it's like, no, I'm not. Like, this is just insane that a bottle that cost me $83, you're going to pay $2,000 for. Like, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was very tempting, but I'm not.
Of course.
I don't have an off-sale license. I'm an on-sale guy. So,
Yeah.
but it is unfortunate that it's come to this point where it's very hard for the actual bars to get allocated stuff because,
Mm-hmm.
all these resale stuff going on. But, you get some of those good liquor stores that are putting stuff out at resale, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. And then they put it as secondary prices, and it's like, wow, that's really horrible that you're doing that. But that's their choice.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would always hear about it with the beer world, but it wasn't something that would just be, they would buy it and then resell it at like some ungodly price. It was something that, they were obviously looking to trade, or, hey, I live in this area of the country and I can get this beer if you want. I'm not saying obviously it's legal, but there's a lot of other things that people do in this country and world that are also not legal, but I think alcohol is the least of the concerns on that one. But
For sure.
it was always a friendly situation of, hey, I have this, if, I live in this area. If you want this, let me know. I can try to send it to you, whatever. But yeah, this is just so egregious when it comes to the prices. Like you said, if you got something, you're buying something for $80 and somebody's offering you $2,000 for it, that's absolutely nuts. Yeah.
And they didn't even, that was like not even a minute after I posted it. And finally I took the post down because I'm like, this is crazy. First of all, I can get my liquor license taken away if people start really digging if I sold anything. Like, that's just not what I'm doing. But it was insane the amount of people that started messaging me, for all this stuff. And, even at the bar when people come in and see that, I have a couple cases of Buffalo Trace sitting in the back. Hey, let me buy a bottle from you. Sorry, man, I can't do that. Plus, I make more selling these individual drinks with Buffalo Trace in them than I would selling it to you for what you probably don't want to pay for it. So, yeah, it's gotten crazy. But that also, I think, might help my sales of the old fashioned mix. And, if people are buying more stuff, then, and drinking more old fashions, that's a win-win for me, I guess. But then you see a lot of people posting pictures and they don't have a single bottle open. They're all for display and resale. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting within this next year, I think, if it's going to keep going or people just kind of give up on paying those outrageous prices.
Yeah, I do wonder how much things are going to start tapering off. I didn't read the article. I read the headline, which I know is my fault. I need to do less of that and more of the reading the entire article. More people, I think, also need to do that. But I saw that the trading card business, and there was a couple other ones that were starting to go down again because collecting and the collectible scene is starting to wane down. I'm curious how much that really is a thing. Now that we're talking about the bourbon as well, because I think that the fact of people having the expendable income is starting to go down, but, we're also in a weird year where it's an election year and people are always kind of tightening their budgets and being super weird anyway because nobody knows how any outcome goes and how
For sure.
next year's going to look and all that. So I think that could have some aspect of it too. But I also think when it comes to bourbon and alcohol in general, election years usually sales go up because people are stressed out and they just kind of want to forget about things. And so the alcohol is definitely going to go up.
Yeah. Well, you also wonder about the manufacturers that are making all this and, are their sales actually slowing down because people aren't buying the outrageous priced, products that they have put in shelves on liquor stores, or, are they at an all-time high because more people are drinking bourbon or whiskeys, you know, I don't know, it'd be interesting to kind of find out from the manufacturers, whether it's, you know, Buffalo Trace Distillery, which is, you know, Sazerac Company, and, you know, all this stuff to see. I'm sure their sales are up, but I'm sure they're also probably getting pretty frustrated knowing that they're selling product A for X amount and the liquor store is selling product A for 5 times that much, which I know you have to have a markup to make money, but this is, it's insane. So it'd be kind of interesting to see their takes on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if I could actually reach them, I would love to ask them those questions.
I'd reach out to your old maybe buddies in the distribution and see if they have any contacts for anybody. But yeah, you know, it's when you start to hear people talk about it more and more that normally that would not even be close to their subject of conversation, it's, you know, something's up.
Mhm. Now, when you're in the liquor stores, you know, tasting people on your product and obviously pairing it with other bourbons and stuff, what's the reception been like from other people, and how much are they enjoying it?
You know, I wouldn't call myself a self-conscious person, but when you put your own work out into the public and you get an email of your first review and you're going, man, I don't even want to open this. I don't want to open it. I don't want to open it. And then you open it and it was like, this was amazing, fantastic. It was the best old fashioned I've ever had. I'm like, oh, okay. Like this is, other people do like it, you know, and part of me was like, Eric, why are you even worrying? Because so many people liked it when you were coming in, when they were coming into the golf course and, you know, making a drink. But then that's me or my staff making it for them. And then are they going to make it right? You know, because some people, they're like, oh, you know, you shake an old fashioned. I said, first off, don't ever shake an old fashioned. You stir it. You know, and then you don't want to dilute it that much. But I just wanted people to enjoy it. You know, I was very worried that for some reason maybe it would turn bad in the bottle or something like that. You know, even though I've had a bottle sitting in my fridge for a year and nothing's happened to it. So I knew that it wasn't going to go bad within a year. But you know, from talking to people, like I was just at Hy-Vee last week. I dropped off, I was there twice dropping off product because it sold out. And I actually met my childhood friend's parents there. They just so happened to be walking by. And they're like, Eric, we are so proud of you. You know, I was like, who would have thought, you know, a D- student, you know, back in high school was going to do something like this. And they're like, no, we actually had one. And it was awesome. It tastes great. And I said, honestly, I was like, please tell me exactly what you think about it. Cause I don't need you being, you know, nice to me or blowing smoke up my butt. I want honesty. And they're like, no, Eric, like it is super simple. It's very good and we'll continue to buy it. And I said, that works for me. So the support has been amazing. You know, even people that, you know, a couple people in the bourbon whiskey group who I don't even know, you know, on Facebook, you know, I put on there, hey, you know, I'd love for you guys to go out and try it, whatever else. Let me know what you think about it. And wow, it was so easy. We didn't think it was going to be that simple and taste that good. And I said, well, all natural ingredients. It doesn't have any dyes in it. There's no oils, nothing like that. And they were very happy, and which in return made me very happy. And still am just, I don't know, I'm pretty ecstatic that I get to walk into a store and see it on a shelf. I never thought I would have anything like that. And then watching my kids, you know, when they see the bottle, knowing that their names are on the bottle, their names are on the website, you know, in the process of making it and making the brand, and to see them get excited about it, it's pretty cool.
That's so awesome. How old are they now?
My son is 10 and my daughter is 6. So Camden and Huxley. But the biggest thing I get out of my son, Camden, he goes, well, why wasn't my name first? Why is it Huxden?
Of course.
And I was like, oh, man, because I said I couldn't. Camley just doesn't run off the tongue as good as Huxden. So, yeah, he likes to give me crap about that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
I mean, we kind of talked about earlier, you know, the fact that people do make old fashions with other liquors. I had never heard of the rum one. Now I have to try one. That sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you are kind of you've already put this one product out. What does the future look like? Will you be adding more? Will you be tweaking it so that the people who do want the sweeter one can have a sweeter one, or the people who do want the smoky one want the smokier one, or one that pairs better with a tequila or a rum, or what does the future look like for you?
So I think, you know, I always told myself I'm going to give it a year to 2 years to just perfect this one, you know, just
Right.
see how it does in selling. Man, if I can't sell an old-fashioned mix, I'm not going to be making something else to see if I can just save my butt by maybe changing products and maybe more people like this. So I always said, you know, from a year to 2 years, I'm going to make this work as best as I can. And then along the way, I'm going to try some other things, you know, if I make a sweet old-fashioned or, you know, a smoky old-fashioned, whether that's adding, you know, some toasted bitters or smoking it, you know, for a while before I bottle it, something like that. Or, you know, seeing how it pairs well with different types of tequila, you know, so there's going to be a lot of research, but for right now, I see myself going another year before I really even dive into all that. Obviously, I'm going to do some testing along the way, but as far as really maybe bottling something else, I probably not within the year. So 2025, I'll probably think about it, maybe making something else. But who knows, if this takes off and it's, you know, self-sufficient, then maybe I can start doing some other things. Because especially you don't see a lot of old fashions geared towards anything but bourbon or whiskey right now, as far as what comes in a, you know, prepackaged bottle. So I think maybe it would be a hit. I mean, like I said, this is all still pretty new to me, that I'm just ecstatic that that's gone this well so far.
Yeah, I mean, I love that you are so focused on making sure that one is perfect, because like you said, there are so many people out there that will make like 2 or 3 different SKUs just to see which one hits and which one doesn't. And sometimes all 3 don't hit, and certain times, you know, maybe one will hit and the other 2 won't, or, you know, whatever it is. But I love that you are so focused on making sure that one is where you need it to be, and then you can grow from there, because you're building a foundation, and every time that you are getting more sales, you're getting more displays, you're getting more people, like you said, that are going to come back and buy more of it, then you're just building more blocks so that you can build an empire later.
Well, and I mean, I never really understood like what the evolution of this product would be. And I mean, to be honest with you, I was hand labeling everything right away. Now I have a labeler. It goes on a reel and just spits them off. I was hand pumping the actual syrup into the bottles at 7.5 pumps to every single bottle. And I finally just got a actual automatic bottle filler, and it's evolving ever so much, and, you know, trial and error with stuff, but pretty much all the money I make is getting pumped back into it to try to, you know, make it go a little bit faster. Not the recipe at all, but just bottling and, you know, production, stuff like that. So it's it's awesome. It's ever evolving, and I'm learning an absolute ton.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, every baby step becomes bigger steps later, and I love that you're taking the money that you're making and dumping it right back into it, so that, like you said, make the process simpler, make it cleaner, and make it better for the next few batches, and then, you know, grow from there.
For sure. You know, I was told, you know, once you start doing well is when you can sleep and still make money at night. So that's kind of a goal of mine.